What's up, everybody? Tony Beats Guy here. We're doing Facebook Friday. That's right. Take your questions on Facebook and answer them in a video. If you don't know what my Facebook is, well, it's in the description of my video. It's facebook.com/TonyBeatsGuy. I also have one link into my Twitter. I also have a Google Chrome app. If you guys didn't know that, you can download it. It'll notify you when I go live and when I get new videos up. So make sure you check all that stuff out in the description of the video. And let's get right into Facebook Friday. First question coming in. What was your favorite WWE moment of 2014? This is, it was very hard for me to decide because I was looking back and I was like, wow, what moments were there like, oh my gosh, this was great. Did I want to pick something from NXT? You said WWE, so let's go with this one. I will say when Sting came out, and also when Dolph Ziggler had that moment in Survivor Series, and then at the end, Sting coming out. And I will just say that was the biggest moment for me. Because for months and months, we've been talking about Sting coming out. And I was like, what are they going to do with Sting? And then finally, they brought him out, and it was pretty cool. I mean, Sting has been in TNA. Yes, I've seen him there before. But it's just that moment of him coming to the WWE that put it over the top for me. So Sting coming out into the WWE, whether they did anything with him or not, you know, you can talk about that, but Sting coming out having that stare off with Triple H and then dropping him down was a pretty damn cool moment. When do you think Brock Lesnar will lose his title, and who do you think he will lose it to besides John Cena? Well, I honestly think the only person that's going to beat him is John Cena. I think coming up, he's going to lose the title to John Cena, and the only reason they're going to do this is because Brock Lesnar still has this great big moment at WrestleMania. You think about it, he should be holding the title going to WrestleMania, but I don't see John Cena losing 3 matches to Brock Lesnar unless they're trying to make Brock Lesnar super, super strong. That's the way I see it. I see John Cena winning it, Seth Rollins cashing in, and becoming champion. That's the way I see it going down at Royal Rumble. But I will say Brock Lesnar does not need that title going into WrestleMania. I know for a fact that WWE is not that stupid where they would sign Brock Lesnar for a lot of money and not have a WrestleMania moment secured for him. I think what's going to happen is Brock Lesnar will lose the title to John Cena, and then we'll have Brock Lesnar come out and say, you know what, I defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania, so let's start the Brock Lesnar defeated streak at WrestleMania. I don't know, something like that. They could do it, you know, why not? Why not? The Brock Lesnar undefeated streak at WrestleMania. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think Brock Lesnar will lose to John Cena. John Cena will either keep the title until Mania or Seth Rollins will cash in on John Cena at the next pay-per-view. Do they want to do Seth and Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania? It could be something they could do. Could they do Cena and Roman Reigns? I feel like the only person that's going to win the Royal Rumble is Roman Reigns. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, guys, he's going to lose it to John Cena. That's my thought. Here we go with this question. What is your view on 2K15 on next gen? Do you think they could have added more new match types, added new modes, tweaked things, etc.? Let me talk about this because I actually went to playtest the game, and I thought when I got there, it was one of those moments when you first play the game, you're kind of like, oh, this is awesome, this is cool, this is great, this is awesome, this is cool, and then it's like you forget to look at some of the things, and then I sat back and I looked and I'm like, wait, they have an awesome new menu for all the match types, but let's not forget what kind of match types they took out. You know, it was triple threat, Hell in a Cell match, no single ladder match. I mean, come on. Those are big things that we want to play. Like a ladder match. A one-on-one ladder match in a wrestling game is not in the game in 2014. What kind of wrestling game are we playing? Yes, I know there's a TLC match, but that's different than a ladder match. I mean, come on. Really? I mean, come on. A ladder match, one-on-one. Why? Why? I don't know. I will say there's a lot of things taken out of the game. There's a lot of things added to the game. They've changed the format of the game. It's a slower paced game, more realistic. Yes, that's what they're going for. If this is the kind of thing that you like, if this is the franchise that you're looking for, this year's game was a foundation for the years to come. And I will say that over and over and over because I was actually told that by the developers that this is a foundation for the years to come. So that is what it means. It means that they're going to build and build and build on this game for the years to come. Yes, it's the first game on the next-gen consoles, and they wanted it to be something that was a little bit different. They improved the graphics. The models look great. But you know what? Some things are wrong with the game. Some things are right with the game. And as I said, this is a foundation for years to come. Foundation, foundation, foundation. And that is the word, the buzzword, not just with WWE games, but with a lot of games on the next gen consoles for the first time. Foundation for the years to come. Look at it that way, and that's the kind of game you're going to get, is this foundation. I mean, we have updated graphics. We have some cool moments. I really like when you do finishers and you're tired and you can't even pin, so you have to like crawl over to get the pin. I think that is a great feature. It adds the drama to the match. But they took out so many things that it kind of overshadows the fact of all the hard work that they did. I think there's too much like, you can't even create a diva this year. That's what I say. Like, there is no create a diva in this game in 2014, almost 2015. So I mean, that's all I have to say. They took out way too much stuff and they added a bunch of new things, but taking out overshadows the new thing. I think they should have elaborated on it. I don't know. My idea is that I've always had this, and I've talked to other WWE games content creators, and they've said the same thing, which they kind of like this idea. I think we need a game every couple years. I mean, you make a really, really good game, you release DLC of updated roster, then you'll be fine. I mean, that's something that I would look forward to. I'm not looking for $7.99 DLC for WCW guys that I'm never going to play as. If I want to play as Lex Luger, I can go on Community Creations and find a Lex Luger Create a Superstar. I don't want to pay money to play as him. My opinion, that's what I say. You asked me the question, I answered it. So let me know what you guys think about the next gen version in the comment section below. So let's go on to the next question. Do you think The Undertaker should wrestle again? I do think The Undertaker should wrestle again. I think he needs to come back and answer his loss at WrestleMania last year. I mean, he needs to have at least one retirement match, a big farewell, something. I think Sting would be perfect. You get Undertaker, you get Sting, you have him do the retirement match, the dream match that everybody wants to see, and I will be 100% satisfied with that. Yes, it's not going to be the awesomest match ever, but there's so much storytelling that can be done with this match that you don't even need a great wrestling match. You can do so much cool things with Sting and Undertaker that it'll sell itself right there. I think that Undertaker needs to come back. He needs to have a farewell match, and then he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. That's the way it needs to go. I mean, you've seen the pictures of The Undertaker. He looks terrible, to be honest. It's just because he's old, and it happens to everybody. Everybody gets old, but you know what? I think Undertaker needs at least one more match, a farewell, and say, you know what? I am done. Thanks for everything. You guys are awesome. I really think he should have had a retirement type match, streak retirement type thing, or whatever. You know, Jim Ross had a great idea for The Undertaker. John Cena's champion. The Undertaker's undefeated streak's on the line. John Cena versus the streak. Whoever wins. Either Taker gets the belt or John Cena gets a streak. That's the way it goes. Taker wins. He gets the belt. He comes out and retires the next night on Raw and says, "Thank you, John Cena. You are awesome. I couldn't have a retirement match with a better guy. Thank you and goodbye. I am done." And he ends his career. That's the way that Jim Ross wanted it to go. That's the way that I think it should go. I think it's a genius move, but we will see. We will see. Have you ever taken a bump? Actually, I trained to be a pro wrestler, so yes, I have taken bumps before. I trained to be a pro wrestler, never finished it, but now I am part of a Magnum Pro, which is an independent wrestling promotion around my area. You can go to magnum-pro.com, click on video on demand, and order the video on demand, because last month I was on commentary, and I actually jumped off the top rope and jumped on a couple dudes, so it was pretty awesome. The tag team TLC match, I got involved. I helped the team lose, and that's really the way that it went down. So if you want to check out me doing commentary and me jumping off the top rope and doing an awesome move in a TLC match, check it out. Magnum Pro Battle Royale Cup 2014 at magnum-pro.com. What is the biggest problem in WWE right now? I will say this. The biggest problem with WWE right now is they have too much programming. And I'm not talking about WWE and NXT and Total Divas, because I think those shows are fine. I think separate shows from the main show is fine. Like, you have Raw, you have NXT, you have Total Divas. Like, all that's fine. I don't care. I think Total Divas is great because I know people, girls, who watch Total Divas and don't even really like wrestling. So that's cool for them, and that's a good market to catch. Is females who don't watch wrestling will watch Total Divas, and I think that's great. That's great. So NXT is great as well. I just think they have too much programming. I think a 3-hour Raw is too much, plus 2 hours on SmackDown, and there's no variation for that. Plus main event, superstars, all that stuff. I think that's the problem with WWE right now. Yes, USA Network is probably paying a buttload for WWE to do a 3-hour program, but I will say this. There is too much programming and not enough variation on the main show. They need a brand split or something. With the amount of hours they have for television, a brand split would be perfect for them. Have a SmackDown brand, have a Raw brand. I think it's perfect. You can build the superstars that you want to build again, and it'll be great. You can even have Brock Lesnar be the one champion. Remember when they had the undisputed title and the brand split was going on? They would have one champion, and he would be on both shows. Yes, he's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't have to be on both shows because he's Brock freaking Lesnar. He doesn't even have to be on one show. The way I see it is too much programming. It's bad. That's the problem. It's not the writing, which, yes, it is the writing, but I will say this. There's just too much to write. You get all these Hollywood writers. There's so much going on. You got to plan for Raw. You got to plan for SmackDown. You got to plan for main event. You got to plan for NXT, You got to write for everything, and there's just too much going on. I think they just need to cut it down. Back to 2 hours on Monday. Back to 2 hours on Friday SmackDown, Thursday SmackDown, Tuesday SmackDown. Whenever they want to do SmackDown, they should just do it. And I think that's the problem right now is there's just too much programming. You have to like invest your entire life if you want to follow the storylines, and none of them really pay off that well. So that's the big problem in WWE right now, in my opinion. Who do you think is the best tag team of 2014? I'm going to have to agree with the Young Bucks on this statement. They are the most entertaining tag team in professional wrestling nowadays. In any wrestling promotion, anything I see with the Young Bucks is Monday. Everything they do is awesome, and there's not much tag team in WWE right now besides the Usos and the Wyatts, and I'm not going to give Mizdow and the Miz tag team of the year because that was no. I will say the Young Bucks deserve to be tag team of the year anywhere. If you've never seen the Young Bucks, search them out on the internet, find them, watch it. I don't know. That's it. Do you think that the New Day will become tag team champions in the near future? I don't know. They don't look good to me. Anything I've seen of the New Day, I was hoping we were going to get the next Nation of Domination, but it seems like they're not, and I don't know what kind of gimmick they're going for. I don't know. Probably. It's WWE. Tag team wrestling isn't that great anymore. It seems like every tag team that has been around has won the tag title, so I say the New Day probably be tag team champions. I don't know. It's not looking good for them, though. Who do you want to win the Royal Rumble? I would love to see Dolph Ziggler win the Royal Rumble. I think it's his year. I think he deserves it after Survivor Series. Dolph Ziggler is the man, but it doesn't matter because everybody knows Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble. It's a given. Roman's winning the Rumble, and that's that. I think Dolph, though, definitely deserves to win the Royal Rumble this year. He's had an awesome year. He's always the best wrestler. I've loved him for like years and years and years and thought he was great in the ring. But hopefully they give it to Dolph, but I say Roman Reigns is going to win it, and he's probably going to go on and win. It's interesting, though, that there's no Elimination Chamber this year. There's Fast Lane or whatever that pay-per-view is called, which is a really dumb name, in my opinion. But we'll see. Roman Reigns probably going to win the Royal Rumble unless they try to swerve us, and I think Dolph Ziggler would be a perfect fit for that moment to win the Rumble and then go on to win WrestleMania. Do you think most NXT talent will be ruined when they get called up? Well, that's a tough thing to say because I think the people that they brought up thus far, like a Bo Dallas, the Bunny, the Rosebud guy, I can't even think of his name right now, and then you brought up Biggie Langston, and I think that we haven't seen the guys that are the caliber of the NXT talent right now that are going up. I don't think like a Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, those guys are a different breed because they're kind of like they made it on the independent scene for years and years and years, and then they made it to WWE. So I think that when they get called up, they probably won't be ruined, and I hope that when Charlotte gets called up, because she's probably the best diva right now in WWE, when she gets called up, I don't think she will get ruined either, but there isn't really much of a Divas division to go with right now, so maybe. I hope that these guys don't get ruined because I really do think that a lot of the the WWE could thrive off of these guys. Like a Kevin Owens is a fresh face that would make WWE awesome. But bring him up to the main roster is not a good thing to do right now. And like Sami Zayn, I don't think he should. I think these guys should just stay in NXT and keep building a craft down there and help build it to be a huge brand down there. But if they bring him up, hopefully they don't ruin him. Like, Bo Dallas hasn't really done anything outstanding or great since he's been called up. So Adam Rose really not either. And Big E Langston, he's doing the New Day thing, but not that great. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they don't get buried, but something I want to see. So there we go. There is my answers to your questions. Thanks for sending in your questions again. Follow me on Facebook. If you aren't following me on Facebook, go click all the links in the description. Gives you Twitter, Google Chrome app, all this cool things I have down there, and there's good t-shirts, stuff, things. Buy it all. Support me and help me grow my YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, again, thanks for sending your questions. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. Hit that like button if you enjoy this, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right.